Sometimes a job comes along that nobody else wants. And you look at it and you think to yourself, a person would have to be crazy to take on that mess. Then something inside grabs you and you think to yourself, sure, it's a dirty, thankless job, but somebody has to do it. I'm BugeyeBob, and this is one of those jobs. First things first, let's get this arm out of the way. That goes on the front of the cylinder, hydraulic cylinder for the clutch. Now then, how the hell does all this come apart? Got it. That's an arm. We want to put 1/2 inch down here. 1/2 inch right here. Probably could have used a socket at this point. Nice thing about having everything covered in grease is the bolts aren't rusted shut. I did spray it down with a little bit of brake cleaner to be able to even see the goddamn things first, though. This is the arm. That's the throwout. What they call a throwout bearing, but it's not a bearing. It's a flat plate that just happens to work. I will set that over there and set all the greasy parts on it. Oops, sure I will. There's that one. Let's get that out of there. There's the nut, there's the washer. Let's see if we can get the bolt out. No, because more than likely the damn thing's jammed in there somehow. So let's... The hell? Oh shit, this is another one of those goddamn Worthingtons. Well, God only knows what hellacious size that sumbitch is. Because right now the only thing that seems to fit it is a crescent wrench. Bolt actually feels like it's bent because it comes around just so far and then gets tight again. All right, so yeah, how the hell do I get this son of a bitch out of here now? You bastards. There is this nasty, well, obviously that's going to have to be replaced. The grommet is bad. That actually Actually sounds a bit like it should have been a secret message to the French underground in World War II. The grommet is bad. I repeat, the grommet is bad. There it is, folks. Throwout bearing arm again. I guess that's supposed to be a graphite impregnated plate. Okay. First step is to pull out the oil drain plug. I pulled it out and almost no oil came out. You can see there's just a little bit of yuck that came out of it. The drain plug itself had a bunch of yuck in the bottom of it. And some of that yuck I spread all over this thing. And it's kind of hard to see, but there are chunks of metal in that yuck. So, I am not going to tear this down completely. I'm going to separate major parts of it. This is going to come off. This is going to come off. And I am going to open up this side so that I can see how bad things are. Apparently there is an issue with these transmissions, one of them being the fact that there is no synchronizer between first and second, which means if you downshift, well, like when you come to a stop, what you're supposed to do is leave it in second, come to a complete stop, and then downshift to first after you stop completely. Which means more than likely a lot of people do not do that and they just grind the hell out of things. I've been told that the transmission is one of the weak parts of this, the transmission is basically weak, is what they told me. Who are they? Various people on the internet. All right, that one there is 1/2 inch fits these up here. I'm going to put these down over there. Actually, I'm going to grab a bag and start putting those things in that. And I'm going to open up the book to the page that tells me how to tear this puppy apart. And this portion here is the remote control housing, and this is the rear cover. So this is the remote control housing, this is the rear cover. So the first thing you're supposed to do is take these off of here. All right, come on. There's that, there's that. Okay, so remove. Oh, you know what? First step is to unscrew the speedometer pinion sleeve. I screwed up. The speedometer pinion sleeve is Right there. That is a speedometer pinion sleeve, and that takes this big honkin' 1 1/8 inch puppy. Let's see if I can get this loose. Appears as though I can. Oops, sorry about that, camera. Now then. That's yucky. So that is the speedometer pinion sleeve, huh? Oh, it's got amp chair. All right. Speedometer pinion sleeve. All right, speedometer pinion sleeve. Let's pull out the speedometer. Shit. Speedometer shaft, what's left of it. Oops, don't you tip over, you little bastard. All right. There's our speedometer gear. Yep, that gear is toast. It's been ground down right there. No good anymore. Take that. Oops. Well, we just got the end of the speedometer cable to fall out of it. That's good. That's cleaned up. That piece can go into the trash. Let's blow the schlock out of this thing. That's the end of that. Take that and just give us a wipe around. Oops, so there's the... Huh, that's interesting. They say that's supposed to be a fiberglass kit, but that's pretty obviously a copper one. Interesting. All right, so there's that. There's those. Get as much of that crap out of there as I can. I'm just going to put all this shit in this thing here. What is that stuff? That's like a grease. It's supposed to have oil in it, but this transmission, when I pulled it out of the car, had a bunch of water in it. And I got talking with the guy that I bought it from, and he never tried to hide anything, by the way, folks, so you know, I knew what I was getting in for when I bought this thing. I had suspected it had been through one of a flood from the hurricane. A hurricane, God only knows which one. Could have been several hurricanes. And he pretty much confirmed that. He said that that's what had happened. All right, so lift the housing off the rear covers. So I guess I need a hammer.
got? Alright. That's what it looks like inside, folks. A disgusting, rusty mess. Whoop. And we had a part fall out. And I don't know what the hell that part is. Oh, yes, I do too. This piece here goes in this spot right here. And this is a anti-rattle spring. And there's another one here. And it looks like, I don't know what that one is, but we'll get another thing out and put anti-rattle things in it. Like I said, I'm not going to bother trying to tear this all apart right now. I just want to find out how bad things are, because I might have to just buy a whole damn new one. Well, you can't buy a new one. I'd be buying a rebuilt one, which I'm sure is probably available. A lot of people are apparently putting Datsun and Ford 5-speed transmissions in these cars now for increased reliability and to be able to get their be able to have a vehicle that's got ooh, that's disgusting. Can't tell if that's rust or pieces of, I can't tell if that's rust in there, I can't tell if there's rust in there, or if those are pieces of metal. Or maybe they're just pieces of rusty metal. Oh well, all right. By the way, these little plugs on the end of the unit, on each end, here and here, here and here, which look like what Americans would put in their engines and call them soft plugs to prevent freezing problems. Prevents it from ruining the block if you're dumb enough to leave water in the block instead of antifreeze and it freezes up, or bad antifreeze. Those are basically just soft metal plugs. Those might be aluminum on there. Guess I can find out real quick. If I can scratch it, it's probably aluminum. It could be steel. It's a little bit harder for aluminum. But anyways, those are designed, when you go to pull this apart, you got to pull the plugs out of each end and then drive the shaft through. Okay, next step. Undo the 9 set screws and spring washers, securing the rear cover, which is this part, to the gearbox, which is this part. So, whoops, that is a 7/16. There's that one. And that one. And yeah, I probably will speed this up because it's going to take a while, folks. And I don't know how many people really want to watch me just taking out every damn bolt in here. I have been tempted at times to put up videos that show just how long it takes to do some of this stuff. Let's see, 7/16 do I have? What's that one? No, wait, will that work? I know that is a Whitworth 3/16. The odd thing is, some of the things on this are Whitworth and some of them are not. I do not know why, but some of I think what it is Whitworths are measured by the diameter of the threads. They don't go by the head size of the bolt, or set screw as they call them. They go by the diameter of the threads. So I think what it is out of most of them, it may be that Americans will fit, or SAEs will fit, or British standard fine, or whatever it is that they were switching over to from Whitworth. But some of these aren't fine. You're not going to be able to match them up. Let's get that out of the way. All right, where he is. Let's see here. Where's there 7/16? Is that 7/16? That's 7/16. Dump it in the shit and it works better, I guess. All right, there's one. Now, where the hell are these at? There's that one. There's this one. I think I am going to plug up that hole so I don't have shit flying all over. And it's not that one. This right here, this plug on the bottom, I tried 3/4 is sloppy. 11/16 almost wants to go on. But what fits perfectly? A 3/8 Whitworth. So how odd. My father's name. And extra points if you know where that one came from. Hint, it was a movie. And if I remember correctly, one of the stars in the movie was the gentleman who wrote In Cold Blood, which is a... Oh, that fell over here. In Cold Blood is a bit of a gory, bloody movie about a couple of young punks murdering people someplace in the Midwest. I believe it was Oklahoma or Nebraska. But don't quote me on that. Now then. That takes care of that. Unscrew the non-spring watch. Pull the rear cover back slightly and turn it in an anti-clockwise direction as viewed from the rear to enable the control lever to clear the fork rod ends and then remove the rear cover from the gearbox. All right. Now it doesn't tell how far you have to pull it back. It just says slightly. So how slight is slightly? I'm guessing you gotta pull it back far enough to clear all the busted pieces of gasket. Rotate anti-clockwise, which to us Yanks is counterclockwise. And then, and oh my God, there we go. How does that look, folks? Doesn't that look wonderful? Let's make sure everybody gets a nice clean view of that. Jesus Christ, what is that stuff? Why do I have the sneaking suspicion that that is just an incredible shitload of ground up metal? All right, up comes the pan. No, that's kind of a greasy, oily mix with water in it, of course. Not sure why, but for some reason. They say water and oil don't mix, but so far, every place that water and oil have gotten together in this thing, there's been a lot of mixing. Shit. Swing this camera around so that you can see what kind of a mess there is there. There's a shim. Pull that off before it gets lost. These are obviously the levers that get twisted to shift. Geez, that can't be a problem at all. Every transmission has 20 thousandths in slop in it. I'm running out of towels to clean things up with. Part of it's busted off around the outer edge and part of it's rusted all to hell. Set that over there for right now. Okay, well, let's see. Let's just open up this thing here. There's that one. So let's go with, shit. Does this one fit? Looks like it will. Bag out. Put these things in. All right, we got a spring in there, that's for sure. Or else we got something really bad that's just busted things all to hell. Oh my God. Look at this shit in the bottom of this thing. Oh my God. That's like, I don't know what. That is nasty looking. There's a piece of sand right there. No, that's not sand. Must be some kind of fungus or something. I thought it was sand. It looked white like sand, but it squashed down like something else. Oh, shit. Let's see. Let's start putting some labels on stuff here. Where's my damn pen at? There's a pen at. Remote control housing. Control housing nuts and washers. Remote control housing nuts and washers. Huh. That's interesting. There's a screw here with a set nut on it, and the set nut is loose. These two bolts lock the shifting forks onto the shift rods. If not adjusted correctly, the transmission won't shift. The left fork is loose on the shaft, and you can see the nut's not even tightened down on it. So my guess is that's probably why somebody stopped driving it. They just thought the transmission was shot and gave up on the car. to me like this is going to require some soaking in diesel fuel. Oop, there's the spring. There's the spring I was looking for. Shit. Knew there had to be one in here. If there was a ball bearing that went with it. Probably. What the hell that thing goes to? Guess I better look and find out. There's another spring right there. One of those springs is weak. At least it sure looks weak. Alright, there's that and that. Okay, folks, everything after this point is just basically cleaning up mess and kind of, well, cleaning up mess. So I'm going to cut this video off at this point, and we will see you with the next one. Thanks for watching. Okay, folks, that's it for this episode of BugeyeBob. I really appreciate you watching and hope that, like me, you've learned a few things in this episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video and share it with others. You can help support this project by becoming a member at patreon.com/BugeyeBob in the link below. Patreon paid members get early access to the videos, and in the future will enjoy question and answer sessions and live streams. As this channel grows, future Patreon member benefits will include bonus or extended episodes, member names and credits, and the ability to suggest topics for future videos. You can follow this BugeyeBob restoration on YouTube and Facebook at the links below. Once again, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and supporting this channel. And remember that sometimes the most important job you can do is a dirty, thankless job.